The universe is not trying to break you. It's trying to awaken you to what is real and worth fighting for.
Cancer really came as a huge gift for me, as a catalyst for what needed to be changed in my life, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
This is the journey of Antoinette Mcginnis. Living in the countryside, eating nutritious foods, exercising, being mindful in daily practices, and cutting down on stress, Antoinette was living what most of us assume is a healthy lifestyle.
Well, I woke up one morning with a lump on my throat overnight, and I hadn't been well for a while, but no one could pinpoint it. Anyway, after the lump, everything moved very fast, and I got this diagnosis a couple of weeks later of having a very aggressive, fast-moving lymphatic cancer, which had started in my thyroid, and it had infected 22 glands in my throat, and it was sitting in the soft tissue at the top of my spine at the time of diagnosis.
Ticking the anti-cancer boxes and believing that suffering comes to teach, grow, and change us, Antoinette had to ask herself, why did she get cancer? The answers came in the form of 2 books, The Healer Inside You by David Patient and Neil Orr. This book is based on psychoneuroimmunology, a mind-body science that connects health psychology and medicine, where they look at social, mental, and emotional factors and how they affect the body's immune system and health. And Dying to Be Me by Anita Moorjani. After fighting cancer for almost 4 years, she lay in a coma for 30 hours as her organs failed. She entered into an extraordinary near-death experience where she realized her inherent worth and the actual cause of her disease. In essence, the message was that she had to love herself like her life depends on it. A reminder for us all. Anita regained consciousness without a trace of cancer in her body. These books triggered deep introspection, and the realization followed that Antoinette's cancer, although maybe not caused by, was certainly triggered by her mind and emotional state. Antoinette has attended many self-help, spiritual, and live your best life type workshops, read hundreds of books, and traveled the world seeking peace, joy, and inner harmony, while practicing daily yoga and meditation, presenting her as a happy, Zen type of person. Her thriving business and various degrees portrayed her confident and successful life that seemed almost perfect. But as she peeled back the layers, lurking inside were suppressed emotions, self-sabotaging patterns, addictions, anxiety, control issues, and a distorted belief system.
From that journey of working with my mind and emotions became a journey of shadow work, very, very deep shadow work, of looking at those parts of myself that me and most people don't want to look at, and working with them and integrating them and loving them. That journey of shadow work led me really to a process of a spiritual journey and sacred training, actually.
Antoinette knew that her healing was not in more green juice, less coffee, and more vitamins. It was a journey to rediscover joy and deep self-love, for more creative expression, laughter, and dance. The question remained, why was she such a mess despite all the workshops and courses she had done, all the knowledge gathered, and all the mindful spiritual practices she was engaged in daily?
Next, I did something that quite surprised me. But it just came intuitively, and that was to throw out every single belief system I had and start with a clean slate. I'd had very strong belief systems about food, health, how to heal oneself, environmentalism, spirituality, and I tossed them all out.
Intuition led her to revisit Dr. Bruce Lipton's work, where she found the answers to her question. Lipton explains that the human psyche is made up 10% of the conscious mind and 90% of the subconscious mind. From birth, we set up particular patterns and programming, which we begin to develop and repeat. Our behaviors become patterns, which become a program.
And incredibly astounding is that the subconscious is what runs the show. So if on the conscious level, the 10%, we get something, we want to change, we have an insight, that ain't gonna happen if the subconscious program running the show is faulty and needs to be changed. So I realized, deep realization, that this is my journey and this is where my healing lay.
Medical research is showing that when the subconscious heals, it allows the nervous system to relax, meaning there are less erratic signals and inflammatory hormones sent through the body. The endocrine system doesn't have to be in a chronic state of fight or flight. Fear, anxiety, self-hatred, guilt, jealousy, rage and resentment are referred to as toxic thinking patterns. People need to heal these toxic thinking patterns, which are causing the release of these chemicals in the body, this disease, so that the body can heal.
On the surface, on the conscious level, I was all love and light and zen and successful and confident. I'd read the books, I'd done the courses, I'd traveled the world, seeking meaning and spirituality and health. But when I started digging into my subconscious, there were some extremely unhealthy, dysfunctional patterns, belief systems, distorted worldviews.
In order to heal and reprogram her faulty program, Antoinette had to renew her mind and rewire her brain. She embarked on becoming her own healer, transforming by putting together a daily practice for herself, cobbled from research and the toolbox of information she had from the past. External help can play a role, but each human has their own unique journey to healing. Every one of us has all we need inside of us to heal ourselves, but to access it requires stillness and deep inner work. This takes consistent and daily repetition and the courage to embrace your shadow side, where feeling is healing. Choosing to change almost everything in her life, from moving provinces, giving up her business, and falling in love. Antoinette is living her best life, with the knowing that healing is an ongoing process. The greatest gift the journey of cancer brought is that she knows and experiences that she is not her thoughts or emotions, but the awareness behind them.
I would say at this point in time, 2.5 years later from my diagnosis, that I have changed 60 to 70%. I can't say I'm cured because you have to be free of cancer for 5 years. However, I do believe I'm healed, and it's an ongoing journey. But being healed is very different to being cured. This journey ultimately led me down a spiritual path and to the realization of who I really am. And who I really am is a unique and timeless expression of the divine, of God.